All right, everyone. Today we are I'm going to talk about a new movie that is out in theaters from, how do you say her name? Emerald Fennell? I have no clue if I said that right. Uh, Director and writer of Promising Young Woman that came out in 2020 during the pandemic. And I think it won an award for writing. I don't remember. I forget what it was, or direction or something. It is her sophomore movie. It is Saltburn, and it stars Barry Keoghan, Jacob Elordi. I don't know how you say his name. Archie Matawada. I'm so bad with names. And this is a very odd movie. I will say that. The movie starts with Barry Keoghan's character kind of being the awkward, smart kid in Oxford. And he becomes obsessed with Jacob Elordi's character. They could become friends, and after it comes to the summer break, and Jacob Elordi's character invites Barry Keoghan's character to come to his family's home. Saltburn's called, this big house, Saltburn, big property, big fancy rich house. And things kind of go from there. Barry Keoghan essentially kind of becomes obsessed with this family, I guess you could say. Very odd, strange movie. I will say that right now. This movie is not for everyone, including myself at points. I was actually really enjoying this movie up until a particular scene in particular that just, I went, okay. And then it was kind of followed by another particular scene about 5 minutes later that I was like, even more, okay. What I was really liking about this movie from the start was how beautifully made it was. The cinematography in this is fantastic. The score is great. The editing is phenomenal. The acting is great. Barry Keoghan is so good in this movie. He is an underrated actor. He's just so different with every movie he does. And he's just fantastic. And I found myself really relating to this movie in a sense. Barry Keoghan's character is kind of awkward. He's kind of shy, it seems like. And he is obsessed by Jacob Elordi's character because he is this cool, popular, everyone loves him kind of guy. And I was somewhat relating to that. Yeah, I am an awkward kind of person. I'm an introvert. My best friend in the year that I have lived in Greenville, South Carolina almost, is my dog Chester here. That's about it. I have acquaintances, I guess, that I talk to, but I've never actually hung out with people here because of my introvertness and such like that. So yeah, that was something I was definitely relating to right away. And then when he becomes friends with Jacob Elordi's character, he very much has like this attitude of, you shouldn't be talking to me. I'm not worthy of being talked to, is how I felt watching some of these scenes. Very much feel that way. I have friends back in Wisconsin that I'm like, why do you talk to me? Why are you friends with me? And such like that. What are you doing? Chester, don't eat your stuffy. Why do you eat your stuffy? Just play with your stuffy. You play with your stuffy. He's trying to eat his stuffy. I also could not put on trailers anymore because I got flagged for it on YouTube for using trailers. How stupid is that? But yes, I very much was relating to this for quite a while. And then the movie does a particular thing, something with a bathtub. I will say that. If you've seen the movie, you understand what I'm saying. And then a certain thing that happens outside after the bathtub scene that was a little too much for my liking. And that's when it started losing me a little bit, and I started checking my watch. It was just starting to feel a little long. That is Chester playing this stuffy, if you didn't know. And things just got very weird from there, and just... yeah. And then there's a certain point in this movie where the movie kind of ends where it could have ended, I guess. But it continues to go on. And it goes on in a way that worked. And if it had ended there, it would have been fine. But no, instead, there's very much a flashback. I'm going to show you everything that just happened that you didn't know happened, that we kind of predicted happened. At least I certainly predicted it's happened. And then it goes on to show you even more. So this movie essentially could have like ended 4 different times if they had just not told us things and instead went, did he? Did he not? Oh, there's also another particular scene that lost me too, involving a grave. You'll know what I'm meaning as well. Yeah, certain things like that just drove me nuts in this movie. There's also the ending. There's a thing that happens at the end. I just was like, okay. And again, if it had been just left, boom, did he, didn't he, would have liked it. But because they showed us that everything from the beginning, I wasn't a fan. I just was not that big of a fan of this one. The very last scene is very interesting, I will say that. I mean, who hasn't done that? You know, we all dance around the house like that. I mean, come on. I've done it. I'll admit it. But yeah, it's just a very interesting ending and a very interesting movie. I can't say that I loved this movie. I also didn't love Promising Young Woman. I know that movie got Oscars and such like that. It was a very weak year in my opinion, and if it had been a regular year, I don't think that movie would have gotten nominated for the things it got nominated for necessarily. But yeah, overall, guys, I found this movie just very odd and strange. Certain things I did like about it that I was relating to, but then it just started losing me with this weird stuff that was going on, and weird turns that just kind of show up, and just weird telling you what's happening instead of leaving it open for interpretation, I guess. Like I said, all the acting in this is really good. Rosamund Pike is amazing in this movie. Richard E. Grant is really great in this movie. There's a lot of good stuff in here. It's just a very odd movie, and not a movie I will watch again. I will say that. It's so strange and odd that I just can't see myself watching again. But it's not a bad movie, in my personal opinion. It's not bad. It's still good. There's just some things that really bugged me in this movie, and it is kind of hard to watch. It's just so psychosexual, awkward, strange thing. It's just an odd movie. So yeah, there's also things with class in here that kind of pop up. Done well, I would say. And, you know, it does get political at times, but I don't think it beats you over the head with it. So yeah, that's Chester Squeaker, by the way. It's a turkey bone for Thanksgiving. Beat him over the nose with it. There you go. All right. So yeah, guys, I'm going to give Saltburn a 6 out of 10. Same thing I gave Promising Young Woman. I like a lot of things in here. I don't like how it ends. I don't like how much it's telling you instead of, you know, letting me interpret it myself, I guess. I think this movie would have had been better if it had an Inception kind of ending. In the end, it's just kind of, it's fine. We've seen a lot of things like this before. Not quite like this, but still at the end of the day, a decent movie that I do recommend if you're into weird movies. If you don't like weird movies, then don't try watching this, because this is not a movie for you. So yeah, guys, I hope you have a great day. It is very gloomy looking here, and it's got me very tired. And I look tired now that I'm seeing it. Dang, I look tired. My hair's a mess. I need to go get a haircut, but I don't want to, so I'm not going to. So yeah, guys, I will see you for another review.